Hi.
Hi, hi, honey.
Hello. Long time no see.
I know. Nobody would have thought we'd had a week in Scotland together, would they?
No. No. And of
Oh,
course we came back under the auspice of the full moon.
it's
So
beautiful.
oh,
Yeah.
exciting. Um
Yeah.
and
And
I've been
I'm now down in Devon
yes.
at my mum.
And I'm back off to Scotland again in a few days. So um I've got my cards ready.
I
Uh,
tell you what, honey, our cats are going to think, who the hell are we?
yeah, yeah,
You always take Bubble, but you always leave Willow, don't
yeah,
you?
yeah.
I'm always leaving Skylar behind.
Yeah.
So,
Saturday night, she was insistent. She needed to be on my knee and she needed to have a good cuddle and whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was trying to do some physical mediumship for physical mediumship last night, and of course,
Right,
the dogs played up, and then when he settled down, the cat started meowing. She wanted in the room, and then she wanted a tickle, and I was like, really? Really? Anyway, never mind.
right. So, full
Oh,
moon,
yeah,
me
you're
first.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, I brought me ancient stones down to
Oh,
Devon.
lovely.
And obviously, because I'm by the seaside, I brought my sea cards with me.
Oh, yeah.
Mum always loves a reading with those. So, right, let's see what the cards have. How's the moon been for you?
Um, I had a bit of a restless night Saturday night. Yesterday, I just needed to, I was tuning in, zoning in, kind of. Um, but there was a big download again last night, Sunday night.
Right, right.
Mega. I always feel when the energy's passing through my legs out into um, Mother Earth. And
Yeah,
it was coming in around about 2 a.m.
right.
So, as always with the full moon, I don't really expect to sleep at a normal or natural time. So it's
No,
perhaps
no.
okay that the download was coming in at 2. I wasn't quite asleep, but I wasn't fully awake.
Well, Mercury's going the right way now, isn't it? So
Yeah.
we're out of that energy.
And I think
But
Venus is going on station as well, isn't she?
yeah,
She's going
yeah,
to be going
yeah,
forward. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so let's see what the full moon has for us.
Hmm.
Oh yes, look at that.
Oh, lovely.
The singing stones.
Yeah.
And there she is.
Mm.
Hang on, that way, Gwen. That's it.
Mhm.
There
Yeah,
she is,
I
just
see her.
giving her
Yeah,
voice to the universe.
yeah,
Um, and it is about uh, transmission, transmitting your vibration.
yeah.
So really, use your voice.
Mm.
I mean, there's a lot of blue in that card,
Yeah.
and she's got people behind her singing. She's got
Mm.
two. It's like three goddesses.
Mm.
Just putting their voice out
Yeah,
and chanting their wonderful vibration. Um, I'm also getting from this card a lot of the elemental energy as well, because that's
mm.
been around a lot
Yeah,
this week.
yeah,
The Mother Earth is blooming, she's blossoming, she's looking gorgeous,
yeah,
but she's trembling as well. And the
yeah.
vibrations are there as well. So
Mm.
maybe it's us to transmute our positive vibrations up
Mm.
to help Mother Nature release
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
what she needs to release.
Mm.
Yeah,
Certainly, she was releasing last night as,
yeah,
as the download fills up what's been the gap where the release has been effectively.
yeah,
but it's making me giggle because I've just done a little promo video for my Inspired to Write workshop in May. And it's
Right.
all about finding your writing voice, of course.
Yes.
Giving
Yes.
giving voice in a sort of another way. Sorry, I've got the dog doing his usual here.
But it is. I mean, singing is a lovely vibration. I sent
Yeah,
you the video of my granddaughter,
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
I? And I just oozed with pride. I
Mm,
oozed with um, emotion
mm,
because that's what someone's voice, that is beautiful and in tone can
mm,
do, isn't
mm,
it?
mm. Yeah.
And if we can sing out our spiritual voice to people,
Mm,
um,
yeah,
then it can only bring joy.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Um, right. So this is a big wave.
Ooh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a big wave.
yeah.
It's in the middle of the sea. It's not on the beach.
Mm,
And I think it's like the breakwater. So it's like
mm,
a breaking wave.
mm,
And it's the card of courage.
mm.
And I think we need to be this new moon is definitely telling us to move forward
Yeah,
with that courage. The fear is now behind us. We
mm,
need to move forward with the courage, you
yeah,
know, break the norms, you
mm,
know, that is to do with your norms, but also um, watching friendships drift away,
mm,
friendships that no longer serve,
mm.
people that no longer serve you.
Yeah,
Just move forward yourself with the people that you want to move forward with.
mm,
Um, I put on my moon post, um, continue to care for others, but
mm.
don't forget to nurture self as well.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
and we've got to have the courage to do that because we're all very giving, but we've
Mm,
got to have the courage to think of self first. Because if you don't think of self, we can't give, can we?
mm, mm.
So,
Yeah.
right.
That Libra balance, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah, yeah, because the full moon's in Libra, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, we've had this one before,
Oh, yes, we have, haven't we? Yeah.
and I do like this card because it's like animal, baby, and
Mm.
master. That's the way I see it from it.
Yeah.
And it's called "Lay It on the Altar," and
Mm,
it is about handing it over now.
mm,
Hand it over.
mm,
You need to soften your vibration for self. Surrender.
mm,
Surrender to those energies you don't longer need. Surrender to self. That
mm.
you are um, a true self. And forgive self as well. I think there's that
Yeah.
forgiveness that needs to be done as well.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, and that goes with this now. Obviously, a lot calmer waters here,
Oh, yes. It looks like
and
eyes, doesn't it?
it looks like a.
Eyes.
Oh, it does. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it does. Um, yes, and definitely look. If you look at the card on
Yeah.
this side, there's definitely a face there.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, and this is the expansive card.
mm.
About being expansive, but I think it's more about um, us connecting to the whole,
Hmm.
and making sure we're doing that. We're seeing the whole picture that we need for ourselves,
Yeah.
and make sure you're connecting to the whole,
Mm.
um, and making sure that as you do that, the energy feels positive and it's
Yeah.
flowing, and you feel as if it's like those soft waves. It's just rippling you forward
Yeah.
very, very nicely.
Mm.
No big waves. Excuse me. Um, yeah. Um,
Oh.
isn't that beautiful?
Oh, I love the rainbow on there as well.
Yeah. And that triangular
Mm,
sign.
mm.
And it looks like a bit like the passing of the Red Sea, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's this energy that's moving them forward through the stones.
Yeah.
And it's coming from both their solar plexus, so
Mm.
it's coming from spirit, into them and out back into the universe.
Mm.
And this is the card of being on the edge, because they're right on the edge of the cliff there as well.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it's about being on the edge, but it's about taking that chance,
Mm.
you know. And we mentioned it with the new moon. It is the time now to move forward and do something different.
Mm.
It's not the same old way,
Mm.
not the
Yeah.
safe old way. Be daring, have that courage that's in the cards to go
Mm.
forward with this joy that you've got in your mind and your heart
Yeah.
that you just want to take forward, and it's having that courage to do it. Um, it's like I'm thinking of um, like a bungee jump. Do
Yeah.
I, don't I, do I, don't I? Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Go forward.
Yes. Find a convenient cliff.
Exactly. And then we got the sea card. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
And this is the deepest part of the sea, the sea. So this is the deep card,
Mm.
and or the depth card,
Mm.
um, and it's about immersing
Mm.
in the energy that's around you,
Mm.
but also going deeper. And I think
Yeah.
it's that chance thing.
Mm.
Just push yourself that little bit further, because you will come out the other end. There is another card. I'm going to take a stones card. Um, yeah, we've got the crone.
Oh, lovely.
We've got the wise woman,
Yes.
and we got to look at the wisdom within.
Mm.
We know what we want for self. We
Yeah.
don't we don't need to be necessarily um, doing what others want us to do.
Mm.
We should be doing what we want to do and what gives
Yeah.
us joy. And we know what that is. And I mean, and I know, like, people like yourself, Annie, close friends,
Mm.
they know you as well,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's that listening, and that maybe they're singing those songs together, you
Mm.
know, that brings that lovely joint vibration forward for others to receive. This is the wise one. It's also, I know what you're going to say. It's also the teacher card, and I know I will get there. I promise you. Um, but there's also listening to those that are experienced, and I think you and I combine that together, don't we, in
Mm.
the work that we do.
Yeah.
So yes, it's the Kelly, and
Mm.
I love that card.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to keep that one out, because
Yeah.
she is going to remind me of where, I mean, that light is right in her heart.
Well, the other thing that for me is the serenity she has in the wisdom
Absolutely.
age, and she's got the light in her heart, but she's also got the light in her third eye.
She has. And
So
she's just got joy on her face. She
yeah,
seems so
so
happy, so contented.
contented is definitely a word I would have said. Um,
Yeah,
understanding that life does its own thing, and the best thing to
exactly.
do is stay true to you.
And just in front of her are some small stepping stones,
Mm.
which, I can certainly resonate with those small stepping stones. They're a bit larger than the stepping stones I've had before, so maybe these are the bigger steps I need to take.
Yes.
There you go. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's telling me the bigger steps I have to take. And I
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
lovely. I like
how many
those.
times do we know and then still don't take the steps?
Yeah, but I think now's the time is right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yes, we are caring for others, and I know certainly in my life and your life, we do tend to be there for others.
Mm.
Um, but I certainly have a clearer vision this year
Yeah.
of how my year is going to go,
Mm.
and what I'm more determined not to do, and
Mm.
what I am determined to do, which is
Yeah.
very different energy from last year.
Yeah.
Last year was shall I, shan't I, shall I, shan't I? Now
Mm.
I now know, and it's just a matter of once I've stopped um, uh, giving out this caring. It's I feel it's a duty,
Mm.
with my mum, and she's given me, um, 65 years of her life, for
Mm,
me to give myself to her when she needs me most, then that's what I'll do.
yeah,
Um, but I'm not forgetting self either. Definitely
yeah.
not. Well, I'm down in Devon and I'm doing my teaching.
So I've got my cards out. I've just got them out. One of the things I have sort of had flowing through with this full moon coming in is the little kick from Saturn.
Right.
Right, come on. This is the chariot year, a bit of focus, a bit of direction, a bit of right, stop faffing about, just keep those steps going. So I feel like you're picking up that sort of Saturn energy. Of course, Saturn is about divine rules and
Yes.
uh, the balance, really. We need to get into the balance. So I decided to use my earth magic
Lovely.
since I've been doing some earth healing. And I have got the healing waters, Rebecca Campbell.
Oh, brilliant.
Because I also feel the moon in Libra always brings emotion.
Yeah.
If it was in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, would be trying to be grounded and sorting out the practicalities. But when we've got the full moon in Libra, she's sort of saying, wait a minute, what you feeling? What's the feeling? What you're still stuck with? What haven't you processed?
And she's the first full moon of the year anyway, because we're in Aries. So it's
So me mowing my lawn was me grounding myself because I'm an air sign and Libra, of course, is up there in the feelings. So I do think that for the next couple of weeks, we've got to consider how we feel. Uh, we've got to take those steps, but we've got to notice what we're feeling and whether it is assisting us or whether we need to release or change that feeling. So the first card I've got out is Lake.
the stillness.
Having said I was using my healing waters, it's brought me out the Lake card.
Yeah.
And this is all about stillness.
Yeah.
And I think that we have to be very careful in our busyness for ourselves and others. We've also got to find that stillness, that pause. It's okay to wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay to
Don't, don't tell me that, please.
but I think
I know what you mean, Annie.
we
Yeah.
get muddled up between procrastination and waiting for the divine timing. And I think that when we look at nurturing ourselves, we've got to look at the feeling. Are we caught in that shalashanta, or are we in that contented wisdom stage of it will unfold?
Absolutely.
It's the
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
waiting we've got to think about. So the stillness, the allowing of things to progress as they should. And it's come alongside of this beautiful card. There she is in the waters.
Oh,
This card's called Sweet Waters.
yes.
Okay, so she's wearing a dress of water, if you like. That's the way I
Yes.
see this card. And again, I'm talking about feelings, the sweet waters. And this is about really, it is about balance. It's a balance card, but it's also about enjoyment. Um, it does refer to fertility. Now, fertility isn't necessarily having babies, it's about
No.
creating in that sweet water, in that flow of emotion, in that beautiful sense of oh, everything. And it fits perfectly with stillness because
Yes.
stillness is all about everything is right.
Yeah.
And I can just be. And when I can be, I can allow that creative to come in I don't have to
Yeah.
keep pushing, pushing, pushing. There's a back,
Yeah.
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 So for me, Sweet Waters is just bringing that. Well, the thing I sometimes feel when I get this card, you know, when you get in the shower
I was just thinking the same thing.
and you,
Sometimes I just grab hold of the top of the cabinet and I
yeah,
just,
yeah, and you just bathe, yeah.
yeah.
And if you're not a shower person, if you get in that bath and you just go, oh, yeah, you're not having to have a 5 minute rub through and scrub and get out and whatever. So that's come in with the summer solstice card, Radiance.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Again, I think we're being reminded that this period until mid-June is very much getting the charge of the chariots, getting a hold of the reins, making sure that we are driving where we want to drive. Um,
Yeah.
so often we're avoiding or being pushed or shoved or rerouted or diverted. Um, there's something in this next 2 or 3 weeks about sticking with where do I want to drive? What direction? What's my path? And the fact that it's powered by that beautiful sun energy. If there was no sun, we wouldn't exist.
Exactly.
So it's reminding ourselves we've got the gift of radiance, of that sunlight, of that energy. Let's have a look at what we're radiating. Is it taking us forward or is it holding us back? And again, I'm coming down to what are we feeling because we're in
Mm.
Libra? What feelings are we radiating? Are they success, success, success? Or is it failure, failure, failure? We're in charge of that. And paired with that is a beautiful card that comes out sometimes. This is called End Call, and she's
Wow.
with her birth call still over her face.
Yes.
And sometimes we need to have that veil, not in a destructive way, but we need to have that veil because it's our status. If you think about, I'm just thinking about head coverings in a religious perspective. A head covering is all about reverence and about, in a sense, submission, but not
Mm.
in a disempowering kind of way. So when we're talking about that call, that cowl, um, we're talking about someone who's able to bring forward their soul purpose, their healing and seeing purpose. And it's a bit of a status of priestess or priest.
Yeah.
Something about this next couple of weeks where and it fits in with your wisdom card, with the crone card. You, there is there is a reverence we have to give to higher wisdom or to life wisdom or to acquired wisdom. And I'm still thinking about feelings. I don't know that we revere ourselves. We don't tend to worship who we are, the fact that we're here, we're living this life, we're surviving, we're thriving, we're doing, there's a reverence to ourself that we've got to bring into this conversation
Yes, that's true, Annie.
and
Yeah.
recognize our own abilities, talents, gifts, call it what you will, but we've been gifted that uniqueness to bring into the world for ourselves to use, but also for others. What are we radiating? So are we radiating all those beautiful soul missions that we set up for ourselves? And over the next couple of weeks, definitely those kind of challenges to us, to because it's going to go into a waning moon, a releasing moon, and releasing the irreverence that we hold about ourselves and about
Mm.
and about humanity. And it leads me on to the next card, which is the forest card. Now, you and I both
Oh,
enjoy the forest, and it's
yes,
like the path up to our mother tree.
yes,
Yeah. And this card, the forest, gives us the breath of life. It,
yeah. And it's like breathing as well,
yeah. It's
taking time.
yeah, its gift to us is breath.
Mm.
So I'm with you in reminding ourselves this is a time for stillness, maybe just to listen to our own breath.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm here.
yeah,
What am I doing that I can find contentment and love in? Because again, we've got Venus, planet of love. So what
yes,
am I loving? Am I loving me? Am I loving anything? What am I loving? Breathe, listen, and take on board that I've got a mission here that I want to complete. And it comes in, it comes in with King Tide.
oh,
There he is, the master. Okay.
yeah, yes,
And it reminds me of the card you had about that large wave in the middle.
yes,
Yeah, this one happens to be called King Tide. And when this card comes in, it always reminds us that we we're receiving the fullness of life.
mm,
That what we're doing, if we breathe, if we're still, if we're radiant, if we remember our mission, if we enjoy, we are getting this full and rich life. It also reminds us that life ebbs and flows.
yes,
Times when we have so much prosperity and plenty, and there are times when we forget we've got prosperity and plenty because that's the other side of the equation. We sometimes lose track. So it is actually a really powerful, good 2 or 3 weeks for prosperity and abundance, for bargains of all sorts to manifest and come our way, for all sorts of luck. It's quite funny because I was singing a song this afternoon when I was mowing the lawn, and it's a song about I'm lucky, I'm lucky, I'm lucky. I was laughing and I was jigging around with the lawnmower saying, I'm lucky, I'm lucky, I'm lucky. And that's what the King Tide's reminding us, that everything is brought to us. It's up
yeah,
to us what we choose to accept,
yes.
whether we see it as an overwhelming wave or whether we see it as abundance, abundance. It's up to us. And we've got
Breakthrough, yeah,
that
yeah.
the next couple of weeks. I wanted to pick an extra card
Mm.
because I think beyond this moon, the pace is picking up. I can't believe we're in the middle of April already.
I know,
And the
mad.
year is just going to go faster and faster and faster because we're driving our chariot.
Yes,
So I picked another card and it's called Into the Unknown.
exactly,
And it's like you said, standing on the cliff, doing the bungee jump, etc.
absolutely,
To dive into this wonderful
yeah,
black hole, this space of potential. When I
yes,
think about black holes, I always think about it being full of potential. It's pulling energy in, but it's also somewhere radiating it back out because energy just doesn't go one way. So this card is all about facing your fears, having the courage, exactly what you said, and it mirrors your
yeah,
cards. Um, this idea that right now, love ourselves enough to take that leap of faith,
mm.
keep doing those steps, however small, medium, or large they seem to be, just keep doing them because the potential, the return on our adventure is enormous.
Oh yes.
If we can overcome that natural desire to control. I was having a conversation earlier today about control and taking charge. And when we're fearful, we try to control and manage the outcomes. When we're not fearful, we take charge. We go, right, I'm going to do this. It'll work whatever way it needs to work. I've no
Definitely.
expectation. I just know it'll work. Whereas when we're frightened, we've got to control it all. We've got to have it just like so. And of course, the world and the universe don't work just like so.
No, and I was thinking, I was anticipating what might come out in the cards,
Mm,
and it hasn't. It's come out as self.
yeah.
Um, I was wondering how much of the turmoil of what the planet is going through at the moment, both by nature, but
Mm,
also what's happening in America.
mm,
And I thought, is that energy going to override
mm,
the reading that I'm going to be giving? And I think this is proof for me that when we read the cards, we're
mm,
giving the messages from the cards to those people who want to receive it.
mm,
It's not necessarily about predicting the future or anything like that. It's
mm,
about the energy of the cards are what they are today
mm.
for what we need today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also um it comes back to that radiance card.
Mm,
Give out, you get back.
yeah.
Give out fear. If we succumb to fear, then all we'll do is live limited, restricted, controlled lives. If we say, okay, it is incredibly turbulent, that has an impact on me, but hey, I've got the skills, I've got the abilities, I've got the knowledge and the wisdom to
And the
take
vision. And the vision.
and the
You
ability
know.
to take charge, and whatever happens, it'll be okay.
Trust in the universe.
Yes, isn't it? Um, we can read and try and look. I mean, right now the prediction is it's only going to get worse.
Absolutely.
Really, because we're in a chariot year. We haven't found the focus. We're getting there, but we're still faffing about putting the horses in the reins and who's going to
Yeah,
drive and yeah. So yeah, we haven't really embraced that we're in charge. But
exactly.
what's now emerging across the global humanity is very strongly people starting to go, wait a minute, I have a voice and I'm in charge. I'm
Yeah.
in charge of me and I can choose. And this is the key thing, I think, for the Libra balance. It's how does it feel? How am I making myself feel? Am I
Mm,
good or am I feeling rubbish? And if I'm choosing to feel rubbish, there's things I can do about it.
yeah.
So, I think in terms of the cards, just getting a week or two ahead is enough because right now
Yeah.
we do know we're taking a spoonful of really nasty medicine. We're in a cycle that's 100 years old. And,
Yeah.
it's really, I mean, it's fascinating, isn't it, when you look back, if you know your history, and we look back to the 1820s, we'd just finished a war with France. And the Industrial Revolution was starting to kick off, and there was this, certainly for Britain anyway, this expansion. But we weren't the only ones into other countries.
Oh, yeah.
It's the beginnings of that empire state of mind. But for one real catch, whenever you think you've got an empire, whenever you think you're the biggest dog in the pen, all empires fail. And if you go back 100 years before that to the 1720s, well, there's America just starting,
Exactly.
So we're kind of, if we looked at our past with any appreciation, we kind of see that, yeah, it's about the time for another big shift.
Yeah.
But what that does mean is that it's all got to be uncertain. And what that does
Mm.
mean is that some people will get the rough end of the stick, but only if they let themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's not about money. That's about the mindset that we have and whether we radiate that positive and that wisdom, or whether we encourage gloom and doom. And I mean, just think about. I was laughing last night. I was just thinking because my daughter's in her 20s, and I was thinking, oh yeah, I remember being in my 20s. That were a bit hard work because you don't get your adult brain till you're a 25-year-old anyway. If we think about the human race this century, we're just suddenly becoming adults in 2025. And that tracks with every 100 years. So
Yeah.
we will get through it. We
Yeah.
will. We always do. And it's about taking charge of yourself
Yes.
and seeing that there is a future and understanding that this is a cycle. I've got that circle of life from The Lion King in my head now. Lamps flickering away here.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I do think these cards have been about self and self-belief, self-trust, self-love, you know.
Yeah. So thank you, Gwen. That's been a really lovely reading.
It
Uh,
has, it's been great.
and again, we've dovetailed with our cards, as we always do, without any planning.
I know, I know.
So we'll be back in a couple of weeks for the
Oh,
moon.
new moon.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah,
Gonna be an interesting one.
yeah, and yeah, absolutely. So have a good fortnight, and
I will do. And you,
yourself.
Annie.
Take
You
care.
take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.